Hey guys, it's Chris here from Chris's Creative Life, and I design workshops that help you create beautiful projects from start to finish with easy to follow guides. So I'm super excited. This week we're going to play a little bit with the fruit salad 6x6 DSP paper or designer series paper from Stampin' Up. And it's super cute, all sorts of fun, bright colors, right? And this is one of the free items you can add to your order during celebration. So earlier this month, I posted this card as part of I'm not even sure if I posted it on my feed, but I do know I posted a story and I got a couple of questions about it. So I thought we would take it. We're going to upstyle it, add a little bit to it today, add some extra fun to it, and make another card. So if you have not seen this paper, it is stinking cute, right? It's all sorts of bright and cheerful and fun and colorful. Hey, Kylie. All of those fun things. Yes. So let us know where you're joining from today. And I know it is very much warmer where Kylie is today than it is here. So, but this is a product from the current celebration catalog, which I showed you guys before, but of course, where is it? It's fallen under my desk. You guys, like right on the ground. Okay. So, celebration runs from January the 7th, which is obviously past, until February the 28th. And here in Canada, when you purchase $75 worth of product, it can be current product, it could be last chance product, it could be stuff on sale, anything. You get to add a free item to your cart. And potentially you would like to add this cute designer series paper to your cart. So like I said, I thought we would play with it a little bit this week and make a few cute things. So this little piece here is for tomorrow. But like I said, it's all sorts of fun and colorful. Hi, Leanne. And tropical fruit, which I would love to be eating right now. So the colors that coordinate with this, the fruit salad 6x6 designer series paper are Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Early Espresso, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, Pumpkin Pie, and Real Red. I think it's quite appropriate that there's at least a couple of pies in there, right, when we're cutting up fruit. So for the card that I did before, I just looked for the papers that had all the fun fruit on them and cut them up. So like I said, we're going to do that today, but we're going to just step it up just a little bit. We're going to use a different stamp, but I'll tell you what I used on the first card. So, and the fun thing about all of these papers, right, is on this side, there's lots of fun fruit that you could cut up. But on all of the B sides, right, there's super pretty prints. So, some of them do have fruit on both sides, like the pineapple, right? There's a full pineapple. And then on the back, there's cut up pineapple. But most of them are like this, right? So there's the kiwi on the front and then a pattern on the back. Like how fun is that little dot? And then there's like the watermelon paper. And then this is super cute. On the back is like the rind of the watermelon. Okay, and then there's this fun one with like the whole segmented orange. And then on the back side is just orange print, right? So even though one side's really decorative, the other side is quite like subtle, usable. Tomorrow when I do the scrapbook layout, you're going to see I did like a fun thing with part of the prints that was kind of like a happy little accident as I was cutting them up. So, and I like this one here with the banana. Okay, so bananas on one side, and then on the other side is this super fun. It's just like lines, two-tone lines, and then this fun fruity one. Then on the back is like a green, and then there's the pears. Super easy to cut up, and then on the back side is the super pretty lemon daffodil delight pattern. Okay, I think that's most of them. And then the apples, right, on the back side, super pretty red pattern. So that's most of them. Okay, so like I said, I took the card that I created before, and I'm pretty sure I just posted on a story. I maybe posted it here as just like an image shot or whatever. But I thought we're going to have some fun, do something a little bit more intricate with it, but kind of the same. So you kind of get the same, you kind of get the idea. So I'm going to add my desk in here. I'm going to turn on another light. If you guys have questions along the way, feel free to ask. So, like I said, this is the original card, right? So I fussy cut out the fruit. We've got a piece of the Daffodil Delight ribbon. Then the sentiment came from the Ocean Friends stamp set, right? So even though there's super cute and it's like obviously ocean themed, I really liked this Hello Friend font here. So that's what I used for my greeting. But on my card today, I pulled out the beautiful butterflies, and I'm going to use this happy birthday on it. This one is absolutely beautiful, right? So like, look at the size of that big butterfly. And then there's like, this is one of those ones that came with, or comes, you can get the bundle, right? And it's got the 3D embossing folder. Super pretty. Okay. I'm just looking at this because I might use that on my scrapbooking layout tomorrow. Okay, so like I said, we're going to do a happy birthday card today because you can never have too many birthday cards, I think. And then I pulled out, because I did use it on this one. This is like literally one of my favorite embossing folders. I love that they're super huge, some of them, so they're really good for scrapbooking or card making. And this is the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. And then I pulled out this one because I think we're going to add some splatter today. So like I said, right, I was going to add a few things along the way. And this one, right, I did not decorate the inside. It's just like a plain white card. So we're going to actually decorate the inside of the second card. And that's why I actually brought in this stamp set. So let's get started. So right off the bat, I figured the easiest way, flying scissors, that is never a good thing, is to create a colorful base, right? So I use Daffodil Delight because it's one of the fun colors. And I'm going to still use the ribbon, right? So I'm bringing in some of the things from the other card and then adding some more things. So you'll see this is like the simpler one, which I know it doesn't really look that simple, but okay. So then I've got a piece of black cardstock, and this one is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to add that to my front. And then I'm going to add the piece on that is embossed. And well, I lasted all of about like 3 minutes, and then I have to stand up. So we're going to do like 1/2 inch on the top and the bottom, approximately. And then it's just, you can see there's just like a skinny border on the sides. Okay, and then this is Coastal Cabana And it is, I embossed it already. You could also add some ink to this. So this is 3 by 5 1/4. And I decided to use my Seal Plus. Like I said, because this piece is embossed and has lots of texture, I just want to make sure that it's going to stay down there. So this is the same width, but a different height. Okay. So, and you guys, look at all this fruit I've been cutting up, right? So I just looked for, like I said, the pieces that had the fun fruit. And so I pulled one piece of all of the fruit pieces to mess around with. And then so if I'm making something else, then I kind of go back to those ones. And then I have pieces that are still completely intact, right, as the 6 by 6, but I have also lots of pieces that I could pull from here, right? So I'm going to leave this here in case we need some more fruits along the way, so that I'll keep, right, cutting up that one versus cutting up a whole nother piece of paper. That was just looking a little bit crooked to me. There we go. Okay, so you can see already it's a little more jazzy, right? So then, of course, like each time you do it, you might not have exactly that piece of fruit. But so I kind of looked for some of the big pieces, right? So we've got like a pomegranate we're going to put over here. And then, so some of them I did fussy cut down a little bit to start off so that you weren't watching me do that whole thing. But I do have some extra pieces we're going to add in this one. So I will trim a few of these up. So now that we've got just a little bit of a different front, we are going to, so I'm just simply fussy cut. So I did like a rough cut. Hey, Tara, I did like a rough cut around the fruit to get pieces that I wanted. And then I'm going to go in, and I am actually, so lots of times when you fussy cut, right, you leave a border. But because the backgrounds on these pieces of paper are all a little bit different, I'm actually not leaving, I just about threw that in my drink, a border on these ones. And look, so I want to show you this. So this is like an orange that I cut off the edge, right? But I'm going to use it still because it's going to get tucked in here. And you're not going to see that I don't have the bottom part of the orange there, right? So then here's a banana. So I'm just literally following the line of the fruit with my scissors. And it was so fun. Even when I was just rough cutting up, like I would just kind of look for good spots on the paper that I still had. Like I said, I actually think I'm still on my first pieces of the paper that I fussy cut. And I've got quite a few projects roughed in. So who grabbed this paper as one of their free items? So, right, I want to get kind of the big pieces in first. Hey, Angel. So the pineapple is also a big one, right? So I'm going to cut into this one. And like I said, I'm just literally following the line of the fruit. And none of them have to be perfect either, right? Because there's like, it's like obviously like a whole fruit salad's getting put down on the card. So I do actually get kind of quiet though when I fussy cut, so sorry about that. And I think I'm going to sit down again. Now that we've got that piece of paper glued down. So this is why I did actually cut a few of them before I started, so that you didn't have to watch me cut them all. So I would love to hear who has made a fun project with the fruit salad paper already. Like I said, tomorrow, come back, I'm going to do a scrapbook layout. So because I do think too, right? People sometimes think when they see like 6x6 papers that, well, you can only use them on a card. So we are going to use them, like fussy cut them, but also use some of the paper in larger pieces on the layout. So I worked on that a little bit today to kind of just like rough in my idea. And I love that there's so many like layers, and like each fruit salad could be slightly different, right? You don't have to do them the same. I'm not cutting exactly the same piece of fruit each time. Like it's not exactly the same orange or the same kiwi or anything like that. And you just kind of, if you need to switch it, you can. So for example here, right, I have this piece of pineapple and I had another fruit that was connected to it. So it's going to go here, and you could see this one is like opened up there, but I'm going to switch it this direction and we'll cover it up with a piece of fruit at the bottom so you can't actually tell that it's not completely whole. I just think, right, that it's, hey, Gay, welcome. I think it's just kind of, we can't take life always so seriously, right? So let's have a little fun. It would be great for like a scrapbooking layout that would be like a tropical vacation, I think. Just saying. I feel like I need a tropical vacation today, but you could use the same concept, right, as the fruit across the bottom as like a border on a scrapbooking layout of a tropical vacation. Because you know, like when you go on vacation, right, it's always nice to eat fruit that somebody else has had to wash and cut up and all of those things. So the pineapple does have a lot of little trimming out, but that's okay. And like I said, I find it easier to kind of rough cut out first before I go in and actually like fussy cut close to the lines. Okay. I think the pineapple probably takes the longest. And we're going to put our pineapple right in here because it's the biggest. So like I said, I kind of tried to put in the big pieces of fruit first, and then we can add in the little pieces of fruit. So I did, so this banner, all right, I used the Stylish Shapes, and it is, I'm like, I know it's here somewhere. It is this one right there. So we know we're going to put that there. And like I said, I used this from this stamp set, the beautiful butterflies, and it's going to say happy birthday. Okay, we've got our apple for up here. And I have a little cherry. And then I cut out one of the banana segments that we can use to hide some piece of fruit if we have to. We've got kiwi. Okay, and then we'll do our lemon. And I mean, you guys have seen me fussy cut lots before, but I'm just, right, making sure to move my paper, not my scissors. And just kind of following the edge. I actually quite enjoy fussy cutting. I know some people don't. I know it's like this controversial, right, subject. To fussy cut or not to fussy cut. But I thought it just kind of made kind of like the perfect embellishment. So we don't need our little scraps in here. Okay, right? So you can see we're missing a little piece of our leaf, so we're going to have to cover that up with something. So maybe we will put this slice of pineapple, cantaloupe. I do actually know my fruits. Okay, so we'll do this big pear. And there's also like yellow pears. You could kind of pick depending on like where you are, what color you need, right? So I've got lots of yellow over on this side, so I don't need a yellow pear over here. And fussy cutting really too is a lot about like knowing your scissors and where they cut and all of those fun things. And that it makes it easier to use them in that way. So let's cut up a strawberry and then we'll start gluing these things down. And then we're going to make a liner for the inside, and I have some more fruit, and we're going to stamp on the inside to decorate it a little bit. You can also just like chunk out stuff. Like I said, when I kind of just like did a rough cut around, part of it is to just get closer, to be able to cut closer, right? I want a lot of stuff out of my way. I don't want to have to cut from a big, huge piece of paper. That's harder to hold in your hand and then fussy cut. But you could use this same layout too, right? With like the butterflies, make a butterfly card with different size butterflies across the front. Anything that you can kind of create a fun little scene with. You could use the same kind of. Okay, I think we're going to try gluing some stuff down now, and we'll see how this fills in. Okay, so a pomegranate. And maybe I'll just, I kind of like to know like the whole layout before I start so that I can kind of fill it in as I need to. And like I said, right, we want to get some of the big things in first. So we'll do orange. And we have the pineapple. You could probably glue this all down too, but because, right, I've got so much texture on the card front, I want to make sure that it all stays stuck. Okay, so this is probably like the biggest piece that I have. So I'm going to have it hanging off the top a little bit there. I'll add my apple in. Okay, and I didn't actually add any dimension on the card at all, just because of all the way that the layers are. It makes it look more dimensional, I think. So I know you're going to be surprised, but there's no dimensionals on here at all. Very uncharacteristic, right? So we'll add the cantaloupe there. Okay, and my orange. Oh, that's not true. The cherry and these bottom pieces are on dimensionals. So we will do that. And the banner. So like I totally fibbed. Okay, so just a little tiny dimensional on the cherry. And the little tiny fruit pieces, right, are really good for like tucking in places. Okay, I think we're going to put some dimensionals on this banner and see where we're going to place it. Not upside down, my people, not upside down. Okay, so we're going to add the lemon down here. I'm going to hide the fact that there's nothing there. I'm going to pair. Okay, so we have our watermelon. I'm going to add in dimensionals and my strawberry. And actually, I think I'm going to use my little like banana chunk, like slice here to hide that that is not a full leaf. I almost put the dimensionals on the wrong side of the strawberry. Okay, and I'm actually going to tack this down and right about there. And put a dimensional on the banana. We have to put our little bow on too. That looks like a good fruit salad, I'm going to say. Okay, and then I want, there's these little tiny raspberries. And I just want one to tuck in right here. Oh, here's one. So it's on like the, so if I had a piece like this, right, I kind of just rough cut out my fruit and then trimmed it out. And the raspberry I kind of liked too because it's like made up a whole bunch of dots, right? So it almost looks like a little texture. But it's flat. And so it's also, even though it's small, it's a super easy one to fussy cut. And we'll see the dimensional will fit on here. So I just felt like I wanted something kind of right there. We still have to even put an embellishment on it, but okay. So we'll do a little tiny bow. With this super sweet skinny ribbon. And you guys know if I am not answering or saying, if you're saying something I'm not answering, don't worry. It's just because it's coming from a different spot and I don't actually get to see everything while we're live, but I will come back. It kind of, for some reason, the comments seem to stop populating at a certain point. Okay. So it's almost like a certain time and then it stops. You know, fun time. Okay, so I'm just going to trim off the side a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to add that with a glue dot. Make that on my way. A glue dot. These are like the leftover dots from kits. They are just super handy to have sitting on the side of my desk. Okay, so let's do the inside before we add the embellishments. So I did grab 4 embellishments, which oh, here they are. The, because you know it's one of my favorite iridescent faceted gems, right? So I'm going to add those on there in a second, but let's just quickly do our liner. So I have a piece of this multi-fruit paper. I'm going to put it down here, and then I grab some fruit, And so I thought we're going to add some maybe faux splattering with the elements of text on there to kind of just ground our inside fruit. So this stamp set, I love it. So I'm going to use some Daffodil Delight just in the background. And we'll go like once and maybe twice. Okay, let's just see how this is going to look. So I have a piece of pineapple, right? Same thing. It doesn't have the whole piece of fruit there. And so this one, I thought I would put like off the side. And then, or was I going to put the kiwi off the side maybe? Maybe we don't need our pineapple. Here I have like an orange slice. Maybe I'll save that whole ring for somewhere else. And we'll use just this part of a pineapple. Okay, so let's close this up before I get it back. Thanks, Kim. Kim says it's a very pretty card. She'll go back to the beginning. We're making a big old fruit salad. So, okay, so I'm not going to tack it down at the very top there because we're going to see. So I'm just going to have these pieces tucked underneath. Like that. Okay, so then I can just turn it over and trim my extra pieces off. I'm going to put these all on like flat because they're on the inside of the card. And I don't necessarily, if it's not going to be like a fun fold card, I don't know that it necessarily needs to be puffy. But by putting some on the front of the little piece here, right, it makes it look more dimensional. Okay, so then we'll cut out this cherry. We almost need like fussy cutting music, eh? actually like to just sit in front of the TV, right, with a whole bunch of rough cuts, because I actually did that yesterday, and just trim them out. Because you don't really have to, most TV these days, I'm going to just say you don't really have to concentrate. Kim says, I love the other side of the paper, of this paper, but was struggling with the fruit. See, and like, so that's actually, I talked about that at the beginning, right? Because it is super fun that all the B-sides are right. They're just, I think the B-sides are super easy to use and so fun and colorful. Okay, so here we go. We're going to, I feel like I need to glue the cherry down though. And maybe this piece of pineapple. Instead of trying to use my tape runner. Fussy cutting music would be great, eh? So I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to look for some like free music that we could play while fussy cutting. I do have some sounds, but like they're not good for like fussy cutting. Like those are like some built-in ones, which I just think is kind of funny. But they're not like, it's not like music. They're just like sounds, right, that you could add. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it for a second, and then I'm going to also put my pineapple on. And I think also one of the fun things that I like is that like kind of all of the scales of the fruit are the same, but like you have different kind, like, right? So there's like a full pineapple ring or a half a pineapple ring or like the little pineapple bits. So we'll just hold this for one moment. There we go. Okay, so now we can add this to the front of our card. And add our little iridescent gems, and we'll be done. So just make sure, right, if you do your fruit this way, don't put your liner in upside down. Because you could totally decorate it the other way too, right? You could decorate it at the top. So cute, right? There's room for a message. Okay, so we're going to save this strawberry because we never know, we might need it tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to use this last gem off of this package, which is such a satisfying feeling, isn't it? Right? When you use like the last embellishment off a package. So got a small one down there. And these ones are actually like the flat sequin ones. I forget what they're called. Let's just see here. They're these ones, the iridescent backed discs. So that's what I used on the plain one. And I just kind of kept right to the white. And I think, oh no, maybe I used the blue ones. They just went nicely with the Coastal Cabana. You can also, if you wanted, you could hide like a portion that right where we had like the portion of the lemon that right we didn't have the full set of leaves. You could have totally hidden it with an embellishment. There we go. From just like a little bit simpler to a little bit fancier. So super fun. Okay, guys, that I'm going to turn down this light because you know when I go to like the other camera, it like totally blows me out. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Don't forget, I said at the beginning, we're going to come back tomorrow and we're going to use the creative challenge for January from Stampin' Up and the fruit salad paper. So just wait to see what I've got up my sleeves for tomorrow. So I'm hoping it'll be fun. It's actually, so I kind of like played around with it a little bit today and I think it's going to turn out super cute. So that's what I've got for you guys today. If you've got any questions, feel free to add them into the comments below. Like I said, if I missed it, it's totally because funny things happen. I will catch up on the comments after I turn off the camera because sometimes they come and then all of a sudden they come in a spurt and then sometimes they just stop for a while. So I hope you guys all have an awesome day and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.